This week, we're going to look at trailers that were horrible, but the movie was actually pretty darn good. Stick around and we'll count them down. Why the trailer is trash. The trailer depicts a fantastical fairy tale in which the protagonist Amelie injects whimsy into people's lives. That's certainly a through line in the movie, but there's no focus on Amelie herself as a character and the issues she's dealing with. It completely glosses over the darkness and sadness at the heart of the story. Why the movie is terrific. Amelie is one of the most charming movies out there. It's tender and funny and whimsical and heartbreaking. On top of that, it's visually stunning. It's like a French Wes Anderson movie. Why the trailer is trash. The cheesy voiceover tells you what the movie is about immediately. It's the story of a man who went looking for America and couldn't find it anywhere. On top of that, the clips are disjointed and slapped together, and the whole thing feels aggressively 1969. Why the movie is terrific. Easy Rider won an award at the Cannes Film Festival for Best New Director, the late Dennis Hopper. What's so great about the movie is how it broke from a long-standing tradition of exposition in Hollywood, which is why the trailer is so ironic. Easy Rider doesn't tell you what it's about. It just unfolds on screen, and leaves the audience to decide its message. Why the trailer is trash. There are enough villains in GoldenEye that they could have kept 006 out of the trailer and let it be a twist. Then there's the voiceover, which feels horribly dated. Why the movie is terrific. GoldenEye is hands down the best Pierce Brosnan Bond movie, which, granted, is not a high bar to clear, and it's among the best in the series. Great action, great drama, just enough humor. GoldenEye does the Bond name proud. Why the trailer is trash. The minute people saw the city folding over on itself, they said, "Oh, it's an Inception knockoff," and promptly decided not to see the movie. That alone probably destroyed this movie's box office performance. Benedict Cumberbatch's American accent may have factored in, too, but the studio should have just left the folding city out of the trailer entirely. Why the movie is terrific. Part of what makes Doctor Strange a standout amongst Marvel movies is the inherent uniqueness of the character and his origins. The visual, psychedelic, mind-blowing elements of this movie make it fresh, but it still has all the hallmarks of a great MCU film. Excellent casting, wonderful humor, and eye-popping action. Why the trailer is trash. Alfred Hitchcock was ahead of his time, so the cheesy voiceover and exposition used in this very 50s trailer undermine the tension of the film. In Rear Window, an injured former reporter is stuck at his window watching his neighbors, until he comes to the conclusion that one has committed a murder. The trailer does a marvelous job of making it look like Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. It's topped off with star James Stewart turning to the camera and telling the audience they're going to be captivated by the neighbors. Thanks for the direction, Jimmy. Why the movie is terrific. Rear Window is considered by many to be the greatest thriller of all time. The movie makes the viewer complicit in Stewart's voyeurism in a specific and enthralling way. The audience is trapped, sharing the wheelchair-bound man's point of view, trying to solve the murder mystery right alongside him. The suspense of the film builds from beginning to end with no reprieve until the climax. It's that tension that makes it so great. Why the trailer is trash. The trailer for Antman tries to build the movie as another blockbuster superhero origin story, and it isn't that. It is, at its heart, a heist comedy, and while elements of that are depicted in the trailer, it doesn't capture the tone. Why the movie is terrific. Ant-Man is an epic. It's the small scale that makes it great. Rather than following a superhero formula, it riffs on the heist flick. It's Ocean's 11 meets, well, Ant-Man. Paul Rudd's comedy chops are a welcome addition to the MCU. Why the trailer is trash. It's Bring It On with singing. That's what it looks like, at least. The trailer doesn't establish a unique identity for this movie. You see it and say, "That's been done," then go on with your life. Why the movie is terrific. First of all, Pitch Perfect gets props for its largely female cast, which features women with real personalities. The movie is uproariously funny, and Rebel Wilson isn't the only source of humor either. All the varied, well-developed characters add their own brand of comedy to the mix, creating perfect, well, you know. Why the trailer is trash, Hans Blaster doesn't blast. It kind of feels like that's all that's needed to be said. But beyond that, the trailer is choppy, and the audio editing sounds terrible even by 1977 standards. Also, the campy narration that seems to be spoofing an episode of The Twilight Zone? There's also the lack of any big, boisterous John Williams music or any noticeable music at all? Or perhaps it's the terribly quick, sloppy cuts of action scenes. Seriously, the bit where the editor tries to show off the scuffle in the Mos Eisley cantina is so ridiculously cut that it looks like body cam footage captured by a drunk bystander rather than anything filmed by legitimate cinematographers. Maybe that's all the editors had to work with at the time they were tasked with making the trailer, but still, what a bad choice for an advertisement. Why the movie is terrific, Star Wars is obviously one of the most beloved movie franchises of all time. A New Hope enchanted an entire generation of sci-fi fans, captivating audiences with the wonder of an intergalactic adventure, and a big, hairy dog/man/bear thing. That was our show for today. What about you? Do you recall seeing any of these trailers for the movies on this show? Did you see the movie and realize the trailer didn't do the movie justice? Let me know what you think in the comments section below, subscribe to my channel, and check out my Carl Vincent franchise, also in the comments below. Until next time, this is Andrew in for Kevin Given saying, live long and prosper, may the force be with you, and keep reaching for the stars.